All right, so here we go. We got another picture happening behind me. Obviously, as you can tell, it is much larger than what we normally do here, but I think this will be fun. I think it's probably going to go a little bit longer than our most videos, but it's going to be a great experience. So if you would like to paint a forest, go ahead and sit back, relax, grab all your stuff, or just kind of hang out and watch. Either way is good with me, but I hope this is something that you enjoy. If you've never painted before, I would definitely grab some stuff together and get yourself in the mood, kind of get yourself in the spirit to do this, and you will have a better day. That's all I can say. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video. All right. Looks like there might be a little hole in the canvas right there, but that's okay. All right, so I've taken from this point here all the way up. I put some clear gel and some white on there just to get it nice, you know, and a little bit slippery, so we can start putting in some stuff in the background. Now this is at a different angle than it normally is. That's just because of the large canvas. So let's go ahead and start throwing some color up here in the background. Let's see here. So I'm going to take, I'm just going to get a super light blue color. Super light blue. Maybe actually with a little red in it to make like a purpley color. See how this looks. Super light. As a matter of fact, let me give it a little wipe on there. And some of this, oh, I better hold this. You may not be able to see some of this here, but it's just like a light color. And I'm just doing these circles. And this is just to establish, you know, somewhat of a background here. Very light and misty background. And we're going to get darker as we go over to the sides, and that'll kind of help make this here stand out. I'm just getting a little bit more red and blue. All right, a little bit darker over here. And I'm just doing circles because that's what seems to work. Sorry if my arm's in the way. Now these bigger scenes, they can definitely get discouraging when you're doing them, because you're going to feel like you're not getting anywhere. It's taking forever. You know, so you just maybe do it in sections. You know, maybe do 20 or 30 minutes or even, you know, an hour or whatever on one section. You know, and then give it a break, and then, you know, go on to the next. I'm going to get some more blue here. I want a darker blue color for the edges here. All right, now this is going to look a little bit crazy. I'm going to lighten it up just a little bit. It's going to look a little crazy, but you'll see at the end. This is going to stick out. It's going to look like a nice soft background with this blue in here. We're going to blend some of this. I better put some over here too. And every spot of the canvas doesn't have to be filled up, so don't worry about that too much. Let me just get a little bit of that purple color just to mix in a little bit in some areas, just so it's not straight blue. And this is the boring part. This is the boring part right here. If you can get through this part, you're good. All right, now let's go over here to the center. Before I blend any of this, let's work over here a little bit. Let's get a little bit more of that blue. I'm going to get a little bit of black this time. Ooh, it's too much black. I want a gray color. So I'm going to use blue, black. It's actually a bluish gray color. Maybe a little bit of red in there, what the heck. Blue, black, red, and then white. Just gives us a somewhat of, I guess, somewhat of a gray color. Let's see. Let me wipe that off a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's just a very grayed color. Now I'm going to leave this area here somewhat white for right now. Let me lighten that up a little bit. Put a little red in it. All right. Bring some of this up like this. All right, let me wipe this brush off. I'm just wiping this 1 inch off here. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to soften this a little bit, but don't blend it. Don't blend it so that all the colors just kind of go together. You want to have like different areas with different colors, and that's my opinion. I think it looks better that way. You can certainly blend it till there's nothing left of it. All right, I'm working this into the lighter area because I want some light to be here in the center. And at the end of the painting, as the edges get more darker, this is going to look more light. Right now, it doesn't look like anything. And I always say this, I think this is the parts of the paintings where, you know, if you can get through these parts here, you'll have a good experience. It's these parts here that you lose your focus on because you just don't want to get through it. You feel like you can't get through it. You know, that's my opinion from my own personal experience. All right, let me get some blue, some of that blue-gray color. I just want to hit this corner up here with some of it for background. I'm just going to sprinkle it on like this. Right down, leave some of the white in there. And I'm going to do the same over here. This is just so there's some color up here. And it's okay if there's white spots, because that'll just be, it'll look like other little light showing through, stuff like that. All right, got me a nice little paper towel holder right here. If you can, I don't know if you can see that in the shot. All right, let's go back up here. All right, here's where our light is going to be coming in on an angle. So I'm going to leave all of this here bright. I'm going to blend our color right into the white area, just like this. If you see any real harsh lines, you can work those out. All right, but that right there, I feel like we have sort of an established, background. All right, let me set the old paper towel roll right there. And what do we want to do next? Okay, I'm going to grab me, I'm just going to grab a filbert. All right, and I'm going to get a very pale yellow-green color. So I'm going to take some green, I'm going to take some yellow, and I'm going to mix it in with some blue and white, and that should give it like a nice pale color. All right. Let's see how this looks. All right, so I'm thinking you don't want to do a whole lot over here because I got trees here, but for the stuff here, maybe we'll just drop in a few, like, maybe it'll look like some stuff growing back here. So I'm just going to put a few of these little thingies here, like this. All right. And I'm just thinking about little patterns of maybe whatever, some kind of bushes or something. Some of this stuff might not even show through, so you see I'm not going to spend a super long time on it. You know, some of this could be like background trees, you know, bushes, branches, whatever. All right, I'm focusing more on the middle here. I'm not going to worry about the left or the right side because I know that I have trees there and that's going to cover all kinds of stuff up, okay? So some stuff here. You see I'm just doing little circles, little jabs, little whatevers. All right, maybe a few things here. It's a forest, right? Things grow everywhere. So I am putting just a few layers, okay? And then now look, we can go right back to here and just soften these up a little bit, just so they don't look super close or whatever, because they're supposed to be, I want them to be far away. So I'm actually going to go right over top of them, little circles. And because I put some of that gel, a little bit of white on the back, you can see that it's just the green, it's not mixing with the colors, it's just nice. I'm putting a good amount of pressure on it, and it's just kind of melting it in a little bit. It's not blending it away to nothing. Now, if you had like a liquid white or something on here, and you were doing this, these colors would just disappear to nothing. All right. All right, let's see, let me step back. Okay. All right, so we got some stuff here. I try to be basic about things. Now, you can put details all over this thing, but you want to try to know what you're going to cover up. All right, so I know I got a bunch of trees going over here, so I am going to put some background stuff here, a little bit closer background stuff. So I'm going to take some green, yellow, a little bit of black, just for a darker value. Green, yellow, black. Wipe the brush off. And then I'm thinking about some stuff a little closer. All right, a little bit closer stuff. Big old bushes here. All right. Just going to scrub some of these in like this. Scrubbing some color in, really. And that should start to push the other colors back. All right. Make it a little bit darker towards the bottom like this. I'm leaving some gaps showing. Just thinking about little tapping marks, whatever, to make it look more natural, you know, so it don't look like repetitive shapes or whatever. But for the most part, I'm just kind of swatting some color in like this. All right. All right, let's go over to here. Just drop some stuff in over here like this too. Now I keep going down and getting more color. If you're wondering what I'm doing down there, I'm using black, green, and a touch of just yellow, just because this is closer to us. All right. And I'm just kind of scrubbing it in, see? Just scrubbing some of this color in. And you could give it a little tap if you want like this. This will make little, you know, bush-looking things or whatever. Same thing over here. Darken up the bottoms where the light is not really going to hit too much. You want to have a little bit of dark color in there. This is like an olive green color that I got from mixing a little bit of black, green, and yellow. Sprinkle some of this color down like this. All right. Just grabbing some more color. Now, So like over here, you know, if you want to make this more detailed, you can actually come in and just, you know, tap away until you're happy with it. See? Make it look like just whatever. All different directions using just a filbert. See? And this will just look like whatever. Foliage, if that's what it's called. Foliage, see? This canvas is kind of loose, all right? So you're probably seeing it go back and forth. All right, I'm getting some yellow here, a little bit of a lighter color, and I want to hit the top here just a little bit. Just to get a different color in here, different value, a little lighter. See, I'm just smashing the filbert in. And that's really all I'm doing. I'm just kind of smashing it in. You can pull some of this stuff up like this if you want, see? Because this is a forest and stuff grows in different directions, and put some lighter color back here if you want. See? You can raise this one up if you want, nice and high. Make it pop out this way. You can do all kinds of things here. Just going to soften some of this up just a hair. Or you can take the brush, do the same thing, just so it's a little tiny bit pushed back, see? Do a little bit, just real quickly. See? Bring some of it together, and then the closer you get is when you can show all those crunchy little details. See? This just pushes it back just a hair. All right? You don't even have to do this, but you can. All right, let's, before we go too much further here, wiping the filbert off, I'm going to take some blue paint, just some blue, white, and just the smallest touch of brown. This is a super light color. But I'm thinking about a tree that's just super, super far in the background. So let's drop some in. All right, there's one. Drop one here. Right up to the bushes, something like that. Go here. All right. Well, let's go here. And I'm just dropping a bunch of these in. See? Skinnier ones. Ones with branches, maybe. Put them wherever you want. All right, you see? Those are just little background trees. And watch, take the 1-inch brush. I'm going to set these back a little bit further. See, just by carefully doing these little circles, it just kind of blurs them a little bit. See that? And it actually makes them look like it has little branches on it or something, see? Doesn't look so straight anymore. When you do these little circles, it just kind of kicks the sides out. And it starts to look more organic, like a natural thing. Blending it right into the bushes right there. Go right over here, same thing. See? Boy, that actually works really good for looking like little debris on the side of the tree. Blend the base a little bit more on this one just so it kind of disappears. See? Looks very misty. All right, so yeah, see, they become some form of a background tree for you. All right, now let's take a pale green color, a pale blue-green, very pale. Some yellow in it. Wipe this off. Let's see how this looks. Yeah. Just give it a few little things, all right? A few little background, you know, leaves or whatever, see? You know, maybe there's, yeah, whatever, there's just stuff growing on these things, but it's far away stuff, see? You see, I'm being very quick about this. I don't want to spend too much time on this because it's just going to be, a lot of it will be covered up by the trees that go in the front. So you could even do these little swats back and forth like this. See, and it just looks like there's, I don't know, I've seen trees that grow just like this. Little things just flip off the side. I don't know, it looks like almost like a pine tree, sort of. See? All right. Back to the 1-inch brush. And let's just give these a little, one of these numbers here. You could probably do circles too, but I'm just going to hit it like this. This really pushes it back pretty good. Just a few little back and forth motions, and you can lift up if you want. Just kind of put everything together. Yeah, really does put it back. Really does. All right, well, I got this color here. I'm just going to give me a little black, green, just a dark color, a little brown, neutral color. Doesn't have to be dark. And I'm thinking about a little stream running around right through here like this. It kind of runs through the forest. Maybe it's whatever. All right, that's just a guideline right there. And then we're I gotta get a darker color for this sketch. Black, I'll just use black and green. So here we're going to have a little bit of a hill with some bushes on it, like here, all right? And it's going to drop down like this. See? You know, just so you have an idea, okay, of the lay of the land right there. You know, and the same, sort of the same thing here. It's going to drop down and this land's going to run over like this. Okay, just a sketch of what's happening here today. All right, all right. Wipe off the filbert. Wipe off the filbert. Now let's take some brown and black. Just a little bit of brown and black. Yeah. Brown and black, brown and black. Here we go, here we go. Let's do, yeah, right here. This is a closer tree. Actually, let's bring him right down to here. Just like this. All right, let's pull that tree there. Get some more of that color, brown and black, easy color. Let's put one here. And this one drops in right there. We could fix the bottoms later, not a big deal. You want one right here, this is a bigger one. This guy goes right there like this. And you could put different trees in different spots, wherever you want. It's no big deal. Wherever you feel like putting them at. Make smaller trees, bigger trees. See? Put some there. You could change the location of them. You could do all kinds of different stuff with these. So it's really cool, actually, what you can do with trees. Maybe some of them should go behind the foliage back there. So I'm just dropping in a bunch of trees now. Just putting in a bunch of them. All right, you see I'm not too worried about the shapes or the bottoms or whatever. I'm just kind of getting them in. All right, so we got a bunch on that side there. Get some more brown and black. And I want to, before I go too far, I guess I'm going to drop in a bigger tree here. Somewhere right here like this. This one's a little bit closer, see? And it's bigger. Put a few little bumps on it, just so it looks more realistic. I like doing that with trees. I like giving them a little shapes and stuff like that. It just kind of makes them look a little bit more in the wild, I guess. You don't have to do it to everyone. All right. Okay. Let me add a branch here. Just while I'm thinking about it, and I got the color going. See, just little details that you could do later also if you wanted to, but you know, sometimes it's just easier to do them now. If you have the, you know, the brush and the color going, you might as well. See, you pull the filbert to a chiseled edge, and you just start dropping in some branches. See, some of these show through, some don't. The ones that do really look cool. Let's put all kinds of crazy little branches all over the place, see? Make it look like a forest. Let's do one there. Right into the light area there. See, I left that blank for a reason. Just I want it to be light up there. You could come back with the liner too and really put a lot of branches in here. I'm just throwing some in here just so some stick out, stand out, whatever. All right, let's come up here with a branch like this. But all the little baby ones you could put on with the liner. You know, just so it looks more realistic, like a tree. And don't do what I do. Make sure that all your branches aren't on the right side, and then you have none on the left. Make sure you have branches on both sides, because I am totally guilty of doing that often, where I have no branches on the left side. All right, just for the sake of it, I'm just going to put just a few little things in here like this. See, just a few little whatevers. Just so they're there. See, maybe a few little something's growing back there or two in the distance. We don't know. All right. All right, so let's before we move too far forward, let's think about light. Let's think about light, highlights, right? So let's start off with, I'm going to grab just some white and a little bit of yellow ochre, touch of brown, just to make a lighter color. And let's see how this looks. All right, just, yeah. Let's drop in some light on this side of the tree here. And I like to do this, I don't know, not at the very end. Sometimes I do it like I am right now. I move forward, and this way I don't have to worry about it. You know, just think about where would light shine on the tree, and put it in. See, some there. And my light, I think it's coming from the left side, so just using the filbert right down the tree, like this. And after one pass, I kind of come in and I reload it. It really helps with texture on the tree. And it keeps everything from blending together. All right, now this is a tough one here. I'm just going to put the light over here, even though it's like kind of directly above it. And I'm going to do on this side, on this one there. And then I'll switch to the right. But the highlights on this side, I'm keeping them super light, as far as I'm not showing too much, because I don't want that to be a focal point. All right. Let's see here. Drop some color in there. Okay. Let's have a look. Better put some up here too, huh? Better put some right there. All right, all right. I'm going to blend this edge a little bit here, just so it looks better. A little texture there. Same thing over here. And we can put final highlights on this too. I'm just not going to do that yet. All right. All right, pretty good so far. Pretty good. I think what we should do right now is we wipe this filbert off. I'm just going to take some dark color. Get me a pile of, I'm going to take some green, blue, and black, and a little bit of brown, I suppose. Green, blue, black, brown. And I'm going to come up here like this. And I'm just going to start putting in some color here, see? Nice dark color. I'm just using the filbert too. I'm just scrubbing it in. All right. And I am going down to get more paint. I'm picking up more paint with the filbert. There's no gel down here. No white, no gel, no medium. This is all dry. I'm going to leave some of these white spots show through. I'm not too worried about them. Okay. We'll figure out what we're going to do with them later. Just working that color around like this. All right. Just get it in there like that. All right, that's good enough for right this moment. Same thing over here. Need to mix up some more color though. So we got some green, some black, and some blue. Just a dark color. That's all this is. Green, black, and blue. Start here in the corner because that's where I probably would want it the darkest, in the front corner. Work that color. You could put the color down and then you could use a 1-inch brush to spread it around if you'd like. I think I'm probably going to just stick with the filbert for now, just because it's giving me like cool textures, stuff like that. Now, I don't do paintings like this often, you know, where I'm actually taking my time and scrubbing stuff in, and, you know, trying to map out where the colors are going to go, things like that. I don't do that all the time, but it's fun to do. And something else that I would highly recommend to you would be to start on a painting and then do some today, right? And then let it sit overnight. Don't touch it. Let it sit overnight and then come back tomorrow and pick up where you left off. And I can almost guarantee you that when you look at your painting tomorrow, you're going to like it much better than you do today. Somebody told me one time that I forget, the paint fairy comes overnight when you do that, and they do some magic to it, and then it looks better. And I can actually attest to that. I mean, not that they actually come at nighttime, but I've done that. Some of my best paintings I've ever done in my life, in my opinion, some of my best ones I've ever done actually sat overnight, and I finished them the following day. So just something to keep in mind, you know, consider. You don't always have to finish something the first day. All right, now I'm going to come back into here, see, and I'm going to put some dark color in here, back in here, like this. Maybe here's where the light is not going to hit back here. All right, put some color in here like this on the bottom of that tree. This kind of grows down. See? Something like this. Maybe a little dark back here just to make it even. See? Ruffle that up a bit so it looks like a bush or something back there. Some color in there. Just kind of make it look like it grows right up the tree, see? I keep stepping back like I always do to see, you know, where I'm going with this. All right. All right, now, what am I going to do here? What am I going to do? I'm going to take some yellow ochre, some white here. Just kind of get it down into here. Not really sure exactly where I'm going with this either, but that's okay. That is all right. Just sometimes you just got to get the paint down, right? And then go from there. Just get it in there. Just scrubbing some of this color right up against the dark here that we already have in here. And I can add some more, I could come back and put more dark in here. This is a lot of scrubbing. All right, let me grab, I'm going to grab some of that dark. Put some in here, just like this. Just here on the edges. Something like that. And come in here with some real dark. Now I can do two things. I can turn this into a road, or, you know, I can come back and I could actually make this, if I wanted to, you know, I could make this water if I want to. And we'll see. We'll see where we go with it. You know, maybe we can turn this in, you know, make a nice stream, you know, or something out of this. But the point is you don't always have to know exactly where you're going. You can just kind of do your thing. All right, so let me work on the edge here. I'm going to blend some of this together carefully like this. Right up there like that. And then let me just pull some of this down here. Drop some of this down. All right, just take your time when you're doing this stuff. Take your time. All right. All right, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to take some, so we got some green and purple above. Get a little red, touch of blue maybe. Get that purple feel in here in a few areas. See? Some more red. All right. A few areas just like this, see? Just drop some color in because there is a reddy purple color above. So by doing this, when somebody looks at it, you know, they may see this here, and then they'll register that, oh, it's a reflection of what's above. All right. All right, so we got some of that there. Let's do this. Let's blend this a little bit sideways, carefully like this. And then let's come right back in here and drop some of this. I'm not worried about the dark color that I'm going over here. I'll fix that. All right. All right, now it looks like it could be some kind of, you know, water or whatever. No big deal. All right, back to the green, black, and blue. Touch of yellow maybe. All right, now let's go in here and just put in, you know, some of these areas here. Right about here, you know, little whatever this is. Scrub some of this color in like this. This is where there's maybe like one of these little things over here. Bushes of some sort. We can always come back with a liner. You know, just to like make them a little longer things or whatever. And that might not even stay there. I don't know. We'll see. But you can add little details anywhere you want. You can rush through. You can take your time doing it. All right. Do all kinds of different things. I think before I get too far along, I think I better throw some leaves up here. So I'm going to grab this 3/4 brush here, synthetic brush, and I'm going to get a darker green color and just start putting in some leaves. So let's see here. Let's take green, black, and blue. That should be good. Just a dark color, as long as it is mostly green. I think it doesn't actually matter. Mine's more on the green side. All right, so I want light in this area here. So I kind of want it, you know, dark up here. So I'm just going to do different little motions here and there. You know, little, as you get to the edges, you can tap like small little areas to make it look like leaves and stuff. But right now, I'm just going to put some, some shapes in. Green, black, and blue is what I'm using right now. Skip a few areas. You can always come back to them. Do little smaller details and things. And this is what I was saying earlier about there's some things that are going to be covered up in the back. So that's why I was saying don't waste too much time on little details, probably until the end, until you actually know what's going to be showing. And see, the color is going to get a little bit lighter, which is cool. You can put some stuff out here. It's not as dark. That's why I started in the corners and just working my way around here. Just like this. All right. And you could just keep on doing this. All in here, all in there, whatever. And you can change brushes too to get different textures and things, different shapes and stuff like that. And I know I always say this, but these are just the paintings that I'm doing here on the channel are just easy little paintings that I think anybody can do these. Maybe one of these days, I said this recently, maybe one day I'll take my time and I'll do a picture that takes me, I don't know, 6 hours or 8 hours. Put a little dark here just so there's some depth. Maybe I'll take my time and do something like that. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. But this is what I enjoy doing. There's a lot of great artists out there, that do these great paintings, and maybe that's what they enjoy. But this is what I enjoy doing. I just got to mix up a little bit bigger of a pile of the blue, black, and green. So we can start over here. Now I'm just going to kind of get this in a little bit quicker because I want this a little bit darker over here. A little bit more of the blue and black. See, I'm just really just grinding it in. I want light to come that way. See these little tap marks that you could do that just makes it look like little leaves and stuff. I keep stepping back. I always step back. But with the 3/4 brush, you can do all kinds of stuff. You can do all kinds of different shapes and things. It's pretty cool, actually. Need some color in here. Nice dark color, tiny little shapes. Put some stuff down here towards the bottom too, just so it doesn't look like everything only starts halfway up. Little circles here, maybe. Put some little details here. Don't be afraid to go right over top of these trees because some leaves are going to grow in front of the trees, some are going to grow behind. All right. Now, while I have this brush out, I think it would be probably a good time. Some of these trees here, I'm going to just take some straight up black, tiny bit of blue on the 3/4, and I'm going to come here and just look. I'm just going to define this a little bit more. Just get a little bit of darker color in here, see? And this is going to really set it apart. So this way you know that it's closer than that tree. It's going to have more dark color in it. So I'm just using blue and black for that. Add little textures and things in here, see? Like this. Maybe put one there. And you can also, you can put some here too. You can make it less defined here, like this, by blending some of it out. Or you could leave it, you know, it's up to you. You don't have to do any of it. But I think it does, I think it helps with the depth in the trees. See? Down here might be a little dark. You know, something like that. You see? And we can always come back and add some nice light brown. All right, so while I'm at it, let me just put some color in this one too. Boom. Just like this. Just a little bit over here. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. And what I was saying is over here, so look, let's do this. Let me wipe the brush out. I'm just going to stick with the 3/4. And I'm going to get some brown and some white. And maybe just a little bit of red, I suppose, would be probably good too. So now I have a nice brown color, and you can actually, you know, you might not be able to see this too good on the screen here, but it just kind of gives it a little bit more of a tree color and texture. I'm just getting a lot of paint on here and just kind of spreading it in some areas. White, brown, stuff like that. See, right like this. All right, maybe some right there. Drag it out a little bit. It just helps. It just helps define that it's a tree. Is that even? Did I even say that right? Defines that it's a tree. I don't think that made sense. Let me grab some yellow ochre. Yellow ochre. Let's put a little bit of yellow ochre in here. Let's put some here, there. Let's really go overboard. See? Drag some this way. You know, experiment with your trees. Experiment with them. Seriously. Okay, let's move up to here now. I don't like doing complicated paintings. I like doing stuff that I could just kind of get done, get out of the way, and move on to the next. Actually, let's do this. Green, yellow, some yellow ochre, touch of blue maybe, touch of black to dull it down a hair. Let's do this. I'm not too crazy about hours of details. So I have like a like a nice yellowy green color. All right, then I'm going to sprinkle around up here like this, just to get a second color going on some of these leaves here. See? Yellow, green, a little bit of black in here maybe. Something like this. See? Just so it's not one color, that's all. You could certainly leave it one color, but I'm just popping some color in. And you see how fast I'm going with this? I'm not even taking my time. Let's get a little bit of a brighter color for here. It's almost a pure yellow, and we can even do a yellow and a white later if we want. See? Little bushes there, little bushes, leaves coming off of here. They're nice and bright because this is where the light is. Maybe some of it is hitting back here. Something like this, see? And just kind of use your judgment. Put some over here. just going all over the place. Might as well throw some back here too, huh? You see, it's just two different colors. So when you stand back 20 feet, you know, whatever, it's going to look okay. I'm going to get a darker green though. Darker green, just to put some different tones here real quick. See, like this. Some across the tree right there. And maybe we even need some down here too. Something like that right there. You could use this 3/4 brush to actually make branches too. Let me show you. So I'm just taking this, I'm just going into like a brown, dark brown color. Pull it nice and flat, and let's say you want to put a, you know, nice little branch here. You know, something right there, you see? You could just use this almost in the place of like a liner brush. Make little, you know, little areas here, there. See, stuff like that. I'm not going to waste too much time, you know, doing anything like that today here. You know, but I just wanted to show you that, you know, these little details in here. Maybe there's just tons of little branches all through here. You can use this brush here for that. You know, let's put a little. I love when branches grow off like this. See? There's one there, and you could just, maybe this one little thing here has a little trunk in it or something, right? See? You could put little trunks and little things like this. You know, give a little detail here and there, and then you can come back in, you know, with a different color if you want, and just kind of blend out, you know, some of the trunk areas. So this way, actually, you don't see all of the trunk. See, just kind of erase some of that trunk, and then you have, you know, a cool little bush or something or whatever that is right there. I don't know what it is, but it's something. All right, well, I think since we got the 3/4 brush going, I'm going to grab me some more of a yellow-green color, a little ochre in it, yellow ochre, touch of red even in it, just to dull it. It's more of just a green, medium green color. See how this looks? So I want to come in here and I just want to start, I just want to put some color in. You could use the knife for this too, actually. I just want to start dropping in some color here. We might even switch to the knife, I'll see. All right, just keep getting that color, and we can layer it up, you know, and add little layers onto it. You can hold it sideways if you want, like this. If you want to pull some of the paint off of it. All right. Or, like I said, you know, you can come in with the knife. Let me grab the knife here. Get my little pile here. You know, we could come in here like this and just kind of, you know, get some color going. Something to work with. There's something right there. Remember we said this might be a little bush or something right there, so we'll leave that there. Let's get something coming right off of this tree here. This is a good way to make little, like moss and stuff. It's a very good way to do that. All right, put some color over here. Like this. This is going to drop down a little bit like that right there. Same thing here. I want this to kind of go downward, like a little hill. All right. Now, let me set that knife down real quick. I'm going to grab the 3/4 brush, and I'm just going to pull some of this color around just a little bit. Not go crazy. Leave a lot of those. I want to leave those textures in there if I can, a lot of them at least. You know, just kind of make some initial or other designs. You know, make this come right up there, like that. See, put some color. Remember those white spots I was talking about? You can just get some more color if you want, like this. See, just kind of work this color around, steal it from one place, and put it in another place. See, like this. You can fill all these little white areas in if you want. I'm not extremely concerned about that right now. It only takes a second to do. See? But I would say take your time. Take your time, you know, take your time, step back every so often and have a look at what you're doing. So our light's sort of coming this way. So let me grab some yellow here. I want to put some yellow right there and right there, a little green in it, like this. Something like that. Put some there, some there. Excuse me. Now, let's get yellow, ochre, yellow, and green, just a nice color. And then we can come up here and start doing the same. Now we could use a knife too for this. So, a bunch of cool colors here, yellows, greens, ochres. Same thing, we come right up here. And if you're, like I said, if you're not comfortable with a knife, then just, you know, continue to use the 3/4 brush. All right, a little light color up there. I'm just spreading this around. Get some more of a greener color. See, I'm just dropping the color in. It's pretty simple. Getting the color down, and then we'll work with it. See? And by skipping spots, you're going to leave some dark spots in there, which is cool. All right, because you want to have dark spots. So let me set the knife down. Come right back up here with our same old 3/4, and I'm just going to start pulling some of this color around like this, leaving some of the dark at the bottom, see? Pull it right up that tree. Just like this. Grows right up the tree, see? See that? Boom. Kind of blending it in almost, sort of. These white spots, you see, you can just go right over top of these, not a big deal. All right. I hope I'm not in the way here, but if I am, I apologize. I'm just smearing some of these white spots white spots that we left earlier. Just getting them somewhat covered up. Okay. See? All right. Now let me step back and have a quick look at that real quick. Okay, let me grab the knife. Wipe it off. Get some yellow, like a white yellow color. White and yellow, I should say. All right. Now I'm thinking light's going to be definitely in this area here and in this area here. You know, so I'm going to just start taking the knife and just dropping some of that color in, you know, where maybe it would be. I'm not saying it's just here. It could be other areas too, but today it's going to be here, right around the front of that tree, right off to the edge. See, maybe a little bit right there. And I guess we can also, if it is coming here, maybe there's going to be a little bit on the top here, but not too much. And any of the areas that it wouldn't be, we could just blend it right back into the canvas. All right. Let me step back here. 3/4. All right. I'm just kind of blending some of the bottoms in here. See? Same thing over here. Probably a lot of light probably wouldn't show right down here. Make this kind of curve down and curve into the water. Same thing here. Let's make this a little bit more broad down here. The land kind of goes there. All right. 3/4 brush still using the 3/4. Some yellow, some green, some yellow ochre, maybe some red, I don't know. I'm just going to drop in a few colors here. I don't know what these are. Just kind of made them up. Maybe they're weeds. Or those little, you know, little cattail things. Let me get some darker color for in here just to give it some depth. See? You start with the light and then you pull some of the dark up. And maybe it'll give it depth, maybe it won't. I don't know. See? All right, just stepping back here. Let me go over here. All right, time to get some, well, we got some dark color. So let me go to a yellowy green color. All right, not too bright though. And I just want to come in here like this, look. I'm going to use the 3/4 brush is very good for this. To get your color on, and just let's pull some of this down here like this. See? Just like that, boom, see? 3/4 brush is awesome for that. We can go back to our 1 inch from earlier, and look, pull this down just a little bit into the dark. And then we could just work this side to side like that. Let me step back and have a look. And it gives you the idea that there's something maybe reflecting there, right? All right. So let me wipe the knife off. I like to cut corners a lot. All right. So I'm just going to grab the knife and maybe I'll try a dark color first. Maybe not. Maybe a greenish color. Nah, a touch of blue. This is like a swamp area, right? Oh, that's too dark. That's too dark. Nobody's really going to see that. All right, so let's get some white, blue. Here we go. Got us a brighter color now, just for the sake of having like some kind of a ripple in here that you can see maybe. See? Something like that. Easily come in here with the back side of this here and just kind of wipe out that back edge. Lift it. Just gets rid of any hard lines. You can even use the 3/4 brush if you really wanted to put a line in here, good water line or something, see? Something like this, put one here, see, right around. You know, something like that. You can use this for a lot, actually. I don't use it enough. I really don't. And speaking of this, something I always like to do is taking some blue and white and just putting a little bit of that color on trees sometimes. See? Super fun to do and easy. As long as you keep reloading and have enough on here, it'll look right. See? A little bit of that blue. I don't know what it does. It does something though. It does something. So let me just put some here too. But don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. Okay, there's that there. Let me just do one thing here. Let me just grab the knife and some white paint, and they're like just with a touch of yellow in it. Touch of yellow, and then let's see, it might not even show. I just want to put a little bit more something on there. It's a little bit of a brighter color. I love the knife. I really do. I can't wait to do a whole knife painting because I really, that's how much I love the knife. Use the, the sharp blade of the knife to pull down. Maybe there's something there too, I don't know. Pull some in the other direction, make the ground look nice and bumpy and stuff like that. Do all kinds of different things. Okay, let me set that brush down. Wipe the knife off. Now I'm going to grab some blue and black real quick. Very dark color, very, very dark color, blue and black. Now something that you can do when you get closer into the front of your paintings to add extreme depth. See this here? You can put nice dark color all the way in the front like this. See this? Now I'm just getting the color. I'm setting it down here. This was blue and black. No green. You can put green in if you want. All right. I'm just getting the color set in, mainly in the front corners of the painting as you get closer to you. All right, wiping that off. Okay, I'm going to set that down real quick, and then I might as well just go back to this 3/4. Seems to be working so good. Now you could do two things. You can either leave it to make it look like texture, or you could just kind of come in here, and break it up and just kind of feather it in with the light color. See, like this, just the edges. Now be careful. When you do this, this would have to be the last layer, all right? Because this is a lot of, this is a lot of paint on here now. I have multiple layers of paint. See? And I'm not really thinking too much. I'm just kind of getting in here, work up front a little bit like this. Carefully go over our little water line that we did here. Like this, like that. All right, and then let's come over to here. All right, and carefully just move some of this color around here like this. And like I said, you don't have to do this at all. This is just something extra. I believe that, like, you know, when you're looking at a painting from 10 feet back or whatever, it may help it with like depth, and it may be able to make a person identify like, okay, well, that's definitely closer in the view. You know what I mean? So I'm not 100% sure, but you know, it's something. It could be, I don't know what that could be indents in the ground right there. I'm not sure. You know, you could take some green, like a lighter green, you know, and come back, and you could, as long as you're using the 3/4 brush, you could come back and just throw some colors over top of the black to kind of tie it together, okay, in a few areas like this, see, just to make it look like little textures or whatever. I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just here for the fun, is all that I'm here for. I think it looks pretty darn good. Well, I'm not even going to fix the camera angle here. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. I'm not going to fix it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure that you, what am I going to ask you to do? You know what you're going to do. Like, subscribe, share the video, send it to somebody. Maybe they'll want to try this. Man, this is a stupid, weird angle, but that's okay. I'm sure you guys don't really care about the angles. You just care about what I'm doing and how I do it. I don't think you care if the camera is faced up a little bit or down a little bit. So either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I didn't put any branches, like little fine detailed branches, and I never do that stuff. I'll do it if I decide to sell it or something. I'll beef it up a little bit nice at the end before I do that. If I do that, I don't sell most of my paintings. Somebody asks, I sell them. I like to keep them. I like to look at them. They remind me of how I felt that particular day. Call me crazy. It's just what I do. So that's it. I love you guys. Have a great day. I will see you in the very next video. I have channel memberships available now. If you want to go ahead and be a channel member, I have content videos that I'm doing behind the scenes, all kinds of other stuff for channel members exclusively. So that's it. Done talking. See you later. Zip. Peace.